Hello, hey. How's it going, new friends? Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we are going to talk a little bit about printed photos. I know we all have printed photos, a ton of them. Right now, I'm going to just briefly touch base on how to kind of start organizing those printed photos. We're not even going to touch the digital, what we have on our phones and computers, okay? We're going to just talk about printed photos. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. I hope everybody is doing well. I am doing fantastic here down in southeast Kansas. The sun is shining. It's a beautiful, almost spring. I'm again from Wisconsin, so this weather down here in the south is amazing. I love it. So I hope the weather is treating you guys well, as good as it is me. I just wanted to also be sure to hit that subscribe button, get notified when I am coming on. I'm trying to video a couple times a week. I am not there at that live just yet. We'll get there. We'll get there, guys. So let's talk about printed photos. Like, where do we even start? I know you have bins and drawers and files of printed photos. They're all over. Well, I'm going to flip the camera over and I'm going to show you what I have currently right on today in my little traveling scrap room, what I have and I want to eventually work on that is in no special order. They are not organized, and this is good because you and I are going to organize together and we're going to kind of go one step at a time. My biggest thing is just to be consistent and try to take 15 minutes or an hour, a little bit of extra time. I know everybody is so busy and we have our lives with work and children and family and so many other things. But the most important thing is finding just a little bit of you time to find the joy and happiness in looking at your photos. So I'm going to flip you over and let's talk a little bit about how we organize and how we're storing all of our photos. Okay, let's do this. All right. Okay, here we go. So, does this look familiar? I bet it does. This is just one small portion of my father's photos. My father has passed away. He passed away in 2018. And what I did is any type of photo I had of him, I went through boxes, picture frames, drawers, anything that was associated to him, I kind of threw in a bin. And this is where it sits. It is not photo safe. These bins, these plastic bins aren't photo safe. We want to keep our photos preserved and in good storage. So this is just a small example of my little bin. You know, I have them all thrown in here. There is no rhyme or reason. I have to sit down and go through and look at all of these. Back when we had rolls of film, we didn't have the dates exactly stamped on them. We didn't even know if the film was going to be developed. We would get a camera and have 24 pictures, and we could have a birthday, it could have Halloween and Christmas, and then you go and get them developed, and 4 pictures are are good. And I know you've been there. You know, like this one, for instance, it does have a date stamp on it. So that's helpful. That's kind of blurry, sorry. That was my dad sleeping. Oh, I miss my daddy. So he was a police officer for 35 years, 37 years in the Superior Police Department. So I have a whole bunch of fun old pictures of him when he was on the force, and I can't wait to start going through and organizing them. So that's your first thing, is finding all of your photos, getting them in one spot. Decide how you want to organize them, okay? This was my first start for my dad. And now what I have to do is take these, organize them, and decide how I want to keep them. Do I want to keep them in photo safe boxes? I won't be able to scrapbook every single one of his photos. I'm going to make a heritage album, and hopefully that can be done in years, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. That will be the best way. And so this is one of the totes of pictures to store. And then we all have, this one is a little empty. This was one that how I used to store all my photos after I'd get them printed. Again, they're photo storages. I don't know if these are photo safe. When I bought this from Hobby Lobby or Michael's forever ago, this is the Cropper Hopper brand. This is how I used to store them, and then I would print them out, and I would take little Post-its or little pieces of paper, fold them over, and decide, okay, this is January. I always scrapped in chronological order. So that's how my brain thinks. That's how I always would get my pictures printed. I would print them monthly, and then once they're printed, I would put them all in here. And so I am slowly getting caught up on most of my photos. So this is pretty empty, which is good. This is it. I'm not using this one as much because I'm not 100% set that this is photo safe. So I don't want a bunch of my photos in here. This is just another way to hold and store your photos. We don't want them in those totes and shoe boxes and the paper envelopes. We want to keep them in photo safe storage boxes. This was one little nice photo. Sorry about the wind. It's very windy out here, so if you can hear it blowing. So anyways, sorry, I get a little distracted. This was a great little photo gift when you purchased photos from Creative Memories. You could get these little things for free. I've been storing this, and again, I will put them in there. These are random projects that I have to get to. They're not in any specific order, you know. Again, I'm just showing you some different ways that I'm holding on pictures and how we're all in the same boat of having pictures in boxes and totes, and we want to get them in photo safe storage containers, which brings me to the next bins I have are these are the wonderful photo safe boxes from Creative Memories. They are the power sort boxes. And this is what I've been organizing and putting my youth photos in, photos that I haven't been able to get to. I know this is this polypropylene material. Forgive me, I can't pronounce that word properly, but it's photo safe. It is acid-free, lignin-free. It comes with 6 of these little compartments with the dividers. And so this bin here was my youth. This is all I have. I'm not saying this is all I have, but I went through and took all of my mom and dad's photos, and I split them up between me and my 2 brothers, and pictures of me. Oh, there was Danielle, and there was my mama. Any pictures of me I took and put in my box, and then my brothers had their own. I'm not sure how they're getting stored. I hope they'll get put in safe boxes, and someday maybe they can put them in photo albums. But as you can tell, I have lots of unfinished business that I have to work on for myself. I've always kept my girls up to date for the last 20 years, 23 years. I've kept them current. And we always say our memories aren't being made, and if you are caught up scrapbooking, you're not making any more memories. So this is very last resort, what I want to go to. I'm always making sure I have my trips caught up, things that are in my current daily activities. I'm waiting for rainy days, and they don't get very often down here in Kansas. So maybe on my next job assignment for my husband, where we go, we'll be able to get to these photos and the bins down below. And with these, I wanted to also show you, they have these great little covers for the compartments now. Okay, this is I have New England 2023. This was a vacation that we just went on last year, and I have them all organized and printed, and I have them sorted by activity. I don't have any fancy little folders or anything, but how I do it is I just take a little scratch paper, note paper, bill paper, whatever. I try to utilize and not waste paper. I take what, from whatever I was using, and I sort the pictures and just put a little fold on them. And that way I know that this is a section that I'm going to focus on. You can organize them again by year. You can organize them by themes if you want to just focus on birthday parties or Halloweens, Christmases. There are endless ways, however your brain works, to organize photos. Okay, this is again, we're just talking about the printed ones. I won't be able to scrapbook every single one of these. I will go through and decide. I'll probably do this is my album. I'll probably start with the 70s and take pictures that I was, in the 70s, and then the 80s and the 90s, and work from there. Pick out your favorite 10, 15 photos and do a layout, and then the rest will go in a safe photo album, which I have yet to find because I've scrapbooked all of my photos. You want to get your photos off of those. Remember those old magnetic ones that had the shiny paper or shiny cellophane and they like stuck down to it. You want to get your photos out of those albums. They will wreck your photos. They will do you no good. So get them all organized into one spot. Go all over your house, and you can start from there. Get them in a photo safe box, and then you can decide how you want to do them. Do you want to chronologically save them and albums, photo albums? I don't scan. I'm sorry. I don't scan photos. I'm either a hold on to them. If I'm not going to use them there, and after it's done, I will toss doubles. I will toss ones that, you know, are not everybody's looking, our heads are turned, or there's a slight shadow. I don't save all of them, but I don't scan them. So unfortunately, I won't be very helpful on that. So here, I'm going to flip you back over to me here. Hello. So you're not staring at the camera. I just wanted to share a few of ways that I am storing photos right now. How are you storing them? So I hope that kind of helped a little bit to gather your photos, get them all in one area, and then decide how you want to do your photos. I'm just looking at my little notes because I do jot notes down. So I don't forget anything. I don't have a great memory sometimes, and I'm like, dang it, why didn't I tell him that? Or I know after I'm done recording, I'll be like, oh, I was a little out of order. I should have done it this way. Should have done it that way. So again, remove those photos from those old icky, the peel cellophane ones. I found I had a couple albums, and I took dental floss and I shimmied the floss under the photo. That was very helpful to get those out of those sticky photo albums. Those were the most important that I wanted to get those preserved. And then, you know, I gather them all, put them in one spot. And that's about how far I've gotten with these. They're in one spot. Now I have to figure out what I want to do with them. We will eventually get them scrapbooked and put into the albums, but I want to get them all in the photo safe. But like I said, you know, these are amazing. They are 100% photo safe. They will keep your photos from discoloring, and you won't get the dust and the debris. They have great covers on them. They are wonderful. So that's eventually, after I'm done sorting and going through them, they will be just in one of these photo safe boxes if I don't get them into albums. So, and that way we'll have those preserved for years to come, and our kids will have at least maybe an organized box that instead of an album. But I am all about putting them in albums. We will get there. And I just wanted to share how I am doing this. And our next little video, what we'll talk about is digital. And that is a hard one, but I have stayed on top of the digital world. I don't have hardly any pictures on my phones. So I'll kind of go over that, and hopefully I can help you get some of those photos backed up, printed, however you need them. So in case your phone gets flushed or lost or broken, at least you'll have your photos to go back on, because I know you've all had that. Oh my gosh, what happened? Oh, I haven't, because I've always been a nerd and printed my photos. So again, I thank you so much for tuning in today, And I have this little, this is Creative Memories. That's my link. If you would like to do any shopping, get these photo safe boxes and the little compartments and the covers are on that website as well. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in below and I will look at them and get back to you. Thank you so much for staying with me this whole video. I'm sorry if it was a little long and little winded, but we have to get these under control, right? We have to get our pictures somehow put together. Okay. Thank you. Bye, you guys. Love you. Have a great day.